Hey guys, Zillion Frogs, back after 4 months of just disappearing because whole quarantine. I don't really have an excuse. I was just lazy and tired and yeah. But anyways, I am back. Uh, don't know for how long again, but I am back because I actually decided to just build some things, and I actually decided to rebuild my beast combiner. I said, now this time they're actually beasts, instead of weird Cybertronian vehicle mode things. So here we actually have the beast form of Crash Force and Breakback. Uh, I'm actually starting off with these guys because these guys are probably like the most changed out of all of them. By Because all the other ones have like some sort of like they all have like similarities to their old uh, builds. Well, while these guys are basically just they're completely different. They're just like brand new. Didn't really take any inspiration from the old ones, just because I thought the old builds were just too complicated, especially in their ARM mode where they were just too cluttered and all that. So I decided to simplify it down just a little bit. So we're actually first going to take a look at Crash Force. I'll put Breakback here, and here we have Crash Force, where you can see he's some sort of quadruped. I'm really, honestly, he's the only one that I don't really know what he turns into. I'm still trying to figure that out. I was thinking more like maybe a boar and like building some tusks just a little bit here. That's probably the closest thing that is. But I think he's actually probably one of the best beast modes. Just because it's solid. He actually looks, like a beast. He's got 4 legs. He's got a nice, pretty simple head. Just eyes, kind of something to fill it out. I'll work on it. And this nice, like, big lump on the back, which you can tell that these are the arms. I didn't really, again, nothing really from the old Crash Force is here. It's because I thought, like, the Technic, like, with the legs, and they're just there just because they were there. They actually probably hindered it more than it helped. So, yeah. Now let's... Actually, I'm going to transform Crash Force first before showing off Breakback. So, transform Crash Force. What you'll do first is take this entire section right up top and just lift it out of the way. That's clearly just become the arms. You can see it's actually on this, I don't know, kind of assembly. Breakback actually has the same thing. You can tell right there on its tail. And that's basically because this entire section right up top, this is the lower arm, this is the upper arm. So yeah, trying to just divide it. So now what we're supposed to do is just lift it out like that. Kind of lift this out again, and then, oh, can't really see that. And now we're just supposed to turn it. Just kind of leave that there as it is. Now we're going to come to the legs. Very simple, just, ooh. It can be a little fiddly sometimes, but just come to the legs, fold them down, and straighten out the feet. Just gonna leave that there. Just gonna rotate around the head, and then come to the upper, or the front beast arms, and kind of straighten them out like that. Then spin these shell pieces around like that. And now what we're supposed to do is actually take these arms and kind of, I don't know how to explain this, but like fold them in to the body like that without breaking them off. But thankfully it's made by Lego, so it just pops right back on. So kind of like that, just give it armor on the front leg like that. I don't really care much about posability with these guys. All I care about is basically, especially for these, because these are going to come a combiner, just structural integrity. Now, what we're supposed to do is take the arms, split it like that. Now, just fold the entire assembly upwards while also collapsing these pieces. It can be a bit fiddly, but like that. You don't really see it, but just collapse everything. Rotate around the hands like so. Now what I like to do is just take the beast head, fold it out like that, fold it down, and then I like to just slot this piece into there. Doesn't really help, but just somewhere to go. Here we have Crash Force. Now, again, I'm gonna say this for like what, the fourth time? Completely different from his original build. Much more bulky. It's actually it's more squat, it's more broad. Just much more simple design, a lot less going on, where you can actually see the arms. Yeah, these are totally arms. The arms, the legs, very simple design, but I actually really do enjoy it. It's a lot more bulky, both in front. You can tell that, like, I like how the silver just adds more of like armor effect to it. But then you come to the back and it's like, oh my gosh, he got a hunchback, which I mean, it's only for the combine mode. Like, what are you supposed to do? Where, of course, there's going to be a lot of junk on the back, especially with Bioformer combiners, because it's just much larger than like simple like plates of plastic. I don't know, but yeah, articulation wise, 3 in the arms, 1 in the head. You know, leg movement, again, very limited, especially with the thigh armor being on a separate like ball socket. But I don't know, I don't really pose these anyway, so for me it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, that's Crash Force. Now let's move on to stand please. Breakback, which he's a lobster. Lobster guy, you know. He's got some nice pinchers here. It's got the nice silver tail. Again, made out of blade pieces. This is actually gonna become, I don't know, spoiler, but this, again, lower arm assembly. These are just gonna become a giant claw for the beast. But yeah, there's really nothing much going on in this lobster mode. He's actually probably he's the flattest because he has to lay on the ground. He takes up the most space just because he's laying on the ground, and he has this giant tail and all these arms, and especially these antennae, which are just made out of some tube pieces. So yeah, really nothing. You can't like pose him because he kind of has to like lay on the ground at all times. So yeah, let's just get him transformed, and he's actually probably the most unique out of all of them in this robot mode. So what we're first gonna do, let's actually lift up the camera. What we're first gonna do is take these shell pieces, which are supposed to be like, I don't know, I only made like one pair of legs, just because I try to fit more in here. I actually might do some like, I don't know, spikes right here and then right here, just to like imitate legs, but not anything major, just because of space. But we're gonna take the legs and kind of fold them into the body like so. Now we gotta do, here comes the weird part. Again, actually take kind of, I'm gonna say like the combiner elbow, but just take that piece like that, and then rotate it. Just, supposed to extend the entire tail out, and then again collapse it like so. Sometimes you gotta like, I don't know, spread the entire bone just to get this shell piece like in between them. And it doesn't help that this thing always spins, but collapse all that down, as you can see, and then kind of lift that back up. Ooh, ooh, come on, buddy. Can't really spin much. Gotta support your upper body. All you gotta do is come to the tail, kind of fold that down like so, lift up this third claw, and just make sure he gets supported, which is gonna be hard because he keeps on wanting to rotate. Like, you can tell that he just wobbles back and forth. So yeah, just try your best to kind of just keep him like that. Okay, now we're gonna come, okay, whatever. Now we're gonna come to the head, fold it down. I like to flip these out. Then I like to take the antenna and plug it into the axles like that. They come more like tubes, like an oxygen tank. Now we can just rotate the head around, rotate that front spike. I know he has a different spike or head ornament than his other head. And arms, pretty simple. You just rotate them down. The fists are already kind of there. I like to fold up his claws around like that. And here we have oof. And here we have Breakneck in his robot mode, and as you can tell, he is definitely different. Okay, that's not much of a problem. Okay, the swivel, not much of a problem in beast mode. Not beast, I mean, yeah, not beast mode, but also not combiner mode. But robot mode, oof. Okay, can't really touch him much, just there we go. But yeah, here we have him in his robot mode, and as you can tell, very, very different. Most different part, he's got giant claw for legs. It's not really a design choice, more like a design limitation. Just because the way I wanted him to transform didn't really leave a lot for actual legs. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna give him claw legs. And I actually kind of like it. It makes a lot more, diversity between all the others with their 2 legs. Like, what losers, am I right? No. But yeah, he's a lot more different than like all the rest. He's got these like tubes. I like to think he's like more like, he kind of stays in the ocean until it's time to combine. It's like he's got these tubes, like an oxygen tank. He's got like these claws that like, I don't know, just go around on the ocean floor. Got these giant pincers that just will cut anything into pieces. So yeah, that's pretty much it for design wise. Articulation wise, difficult. Arms move fine, basic articulation in the arms, basic articulation in the head. The waist, he kind of has an ab crunch just because of the way he transforms, but it's not really that useful. And of course, the side to side movement, which is loose to all heck. I wish they actually, like, the half pin, half axles had a lot more friction, but yeah. Claws, they can move, except you don't want them to because you kind of need all 3 of his claws on the ground for him to actually, stand up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the two guys. Sorry about my family. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these guys. The rest will be coming down the pipeline probably soon. But as always, I am Zillion Fries, asking like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.